Hey, Bill. Thanks for stopping by. We really appreciate you coming in for this interview. First question, why do you think you'd be a good fit here in Washington?
This is the same thing we've talked about. We've talked about this 50 times.
So why did you move on from your former employer?
I'll let you know when it's appropriate.
What do you think your greatest weakness is?
Well, what do you think?
Oh, good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. How do you think a Belichick interview plays out? For instance, are the Falcons interviewing Bill Belichick, or is Bill Belichick interviewing the Falcons?
The latter. To me, it's definitely the latter, especially when it's the Atlanta Falcons. I mean, you've got to lure. You're recruiting Bill Belichick. It's not the other way around. So I would think that he's probably controlling that interview.
You know how he can be, and Phil has witnessed this, and we've seen it at various times with Super Bowls or when they were in Germany. He would charm the pants off of Arthur Blank. Like, he'll turn that gear on. He will be absolutely the most engaging, hanging on every word. He'll be telling you stories. He'll lay out this great plan. And then once you hire him, he's going to shut you out. And he's going to do it his way. But, I guarantee you, he nailed it. Guarantee you.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably true. And Arthur Blank knows the position he's in. There is urgency on Arthur Blank's end to win and win right now. And he's hired a lot of first-time head coaches, and this is the exact opposite end of the spectrum in Bill Belichick. And so what can we offer you? Would you like my yacht, Bill? Would you like 8 rings to be slapped along the side of this fantastic vessel that I have here down in the Virgin Islands or wherever they were, allegedly? So I think, yes, it's exactly what it was. The Falcons recruiting Bill Belichick, offering him everything under the sun and seeing if he'll be willing to take it.
Saw a lot of people today tweeting that maybe they would ask him how he responds to adversity. Remember 2018?
No, yeah.
Okay. How about the Eagles? Nick Sirianni still has a job today, but they lost in atrocious fashion. They completely collapsed down the stretch. Look at him. It looks a little weird. I don't know if green's really his color, Mikey, but to me, in my opinion, this is the best landing spot because it seems like something was rotting from the inside out here, almost a little bit like what happened in New England, that things just fell apart because they're not a bad team. They're ready. They're obviously ready-made to be a Super Bowl contender.
A lot of age on that team at key spots, and I think it showed late in the year. And then they had to play some of the kids, like Jalen Carter's a fantastic player, but he went from 25, 30 snaps a game to 50, and I think it wore him down. Jordan Davis, who's 360 pounds, wore him down a little bit. That's a good job. I still say that Dallas is, based on the pieces that they have, and underperforming. Like, I know they went 12 wins in the regular season, but once again, fall on their face in the postseason. Like, that's magic. He's got the relationship with Jerry. Jeffrey Lurie's very involved with things. Not that Jerry isn't, but I think there's a boundary there. Jeffrey Lurie doesn't come out and talk to people. Jerry Jones, you know it. Tuesday, he's doing his radio thing. As soon as the game's over, the media's around him. So you're going to have to deal with that part of it, but at least you know it going in. Where Lurie's always talking. He's just not talking publicly.
3 factors for me why I would like the Eagles' job better than the Cowboys' job if I'm Bill Belichick. Number one, you've got a great relationship with Howie Roseman, and you really respect him, and he really respects you, and so there can be something worked out there in terms of the personnel side of it. I think that would work. Number 2, the quarterback and the number 1 receiver and the offensive line, I might even argue now, even with Jason Kelce gone, we'll see how they fill it, but they've had a succession plan in place there for the last couple of years, all better in Philly than they are in Dallas, in my opinion. Third, it's in the Northeast. It's outside. Weather, the elements, the conditions, all this stuff that Bill Belichick loves to factor in that he thinks gives him an advantage, especially with a team that's built the way the Eagles are built right now. I think that's right in Bill's wheelhouse. As fun as Dallas would be, the Eagles, to me, are the better fit.
I go to Dallas, though, because and this really shouldn't matter, but just think of the fan base reaction. I'm not so sure the Eagle fans want Bill Belichick. I think that Dallas fans, though, are clamoring for a guy like Bill Belichick and to have the best coach, as they would see it, in the NFL. So I think that Dallas, he'll have the support there. And I think the relationship there, even though Jerry's, everywhere, it's almost like that's the only person, Jerry and Stephen Jones, those are the only people that he really has to respond to or he really has to answer to. Everything else?
He does kind of look natural in that, right? It just kind of fits.
It's the blue. We're used to seeing Bill in
that's
blue
why. That's
good blue, though.
Yeah, that is a nice blue.
That would also be the most entertaining.